Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Payal and today I'm going to give you healthy and nutritious sugar alternatives for everything sweet that you might eat in a day. So let's get started. So it's 2021 and we are all aware of bad health effects of too much sugar in our diet. It causes various diseases related to skin, bones, teeth, aging and whatnot. It is ideal to not add any artificial sugar to your food. Stay as much away as possible from sugar.
You serious?
But let's be honest, that is not possible for the most of us. So what's the next best thing that we can do? We can switch the bad super refined sugar with a lot of healthy alternatives available today in the market. So let's go through an entire day and talk about every possible meal or dish that we might want to sweeten up and what is the alternative that would be the best to sweeten it up. Starting with the morning, most of us like to start our mornings with coffee or tea. The best is to add no sugar in your coffee or tea. It would taste much better that way. But if you really need to add something, I would suggest to go for stevia here. Stevia is a zero-calorie sugar substitute which is derived from the plant stevia. It is very famous these days. It comes in powder form or in liquid form. It is extremely sweet, so you really need very little bit of it. The downside of stevia is that it leaves an aftertaste in your mouth which is bitter. That is why I suggest if you have to, then add stevia in your coffee or tea because they are naturally a little bit bitter, and if you add stevia into it, the taste of stevia itself won't stand out too much. The next best thing that you can do is use date. It is very easy to make a date paste at home. You just have to soak them in boiling water for a few minutes or up to an hour and then just put them in the food processor and it will give you a date paste. Apart from being very sweet and full of lots of vitamins and minerals, dates also have a lots of antioxidants and fiber, which is very necessary when you are having a sugary drink. Fiber brings down the GI or the glycemic index a little bit, which makes the sugar release in your body slower. That in turn helps maintain the glucose level. Another thing that you could do is add raw honey or maple syrup. Those are also filled with antioxidants, vitamins and minerals. If you want to froth up your coffee by using granulated sugar, then you could go for jaggery powder or coconut sugar. They are way better than the regular table sugar that we use. Let's move on to breakfast. A lot of us like to have smoothie or juices or milkshakes for breakfast. I would suggest to avoid to add any kind of fruit juices to it because they do not contain the fiber, and as we discussed, without the fiber the sugar will get released in the body very fastly and it will shoot up your glucose levels, which is not good at all. You can use whole foods instead like fruits and dates without taking out the fiber. And if you are using milk, keep in mind that milk is also a little bit sweet on its own, so you really don't need to add a lot of sweet into it. Next in breakfast category, it's oats or porridge or granola or breakfast cereal. Again, since this is such a wholesome meal, the best is to add fruits or dates here as well. If you are taking it cold, you can also add some raw honey into it, and avoid buying any breakfast cereals or granolas from supermarkets because they are usually laden with a lot of artificial sugar. It is very easy to make them at home. There are so many recipes available on YouTube, so you can check them out and make them at home. That way you can control the sugar into it. Also, to flavor all of them, you can choose to add spices like cardamom, cinnamon and nutmeg. They increase their flavor profile a lot and you won't even miss any sweetness. Pancakes is also a very popular breakfast choice. If you are making sweet pancake, you can mash a banana into your pancake batter and that will make it naturally sweet, and you can add little bit of very good quality maple syrup from the top, and there is no need to add artificial sugar in this. I would also like to suggest you to avoid any kind of deep fried or baked goods for breakfast like donuts or cakes or muffins. We have lots of nutritional and tastier choices available, and I think it's best to start the day on a healthy note. Let's talk about lunch or dinner. If you choose to make a salad and you want a sweet salad dressing to add onto it, you can again think of using the fruits that you have lying around in the house. A great suggestion would be to add orange into it. Orange would not only sweeten it up a little bit, but it will also give you that sour taste in your salad dressing. Honey works really well as well for salad dressings. If you want to make sweet and sour curry or some kind of Thai curry for which you need a little bit of sweetness, again you can go for jaggery powder or coconut sugar. And if you're planning to make any kind of sauce like ketchup or barbecue sauce at home, this is something that can tolerate some fibrous food into it, so I would again suggest to add dates here. Now let's move on to snacks or desserts. These could be some kind of muffins or cookies or energy balls, and since they are so dense, we can again use some fibrous food here like fruits or dried fruits like apricots or again dates. If you're making muffin or a cake, you can also mash a banana or use homemade applesauce. For the frosting, you can ditch the icing sugar and use honey or coconut sugar instead. If you're making ice cream at home, you can use any kind of frozen fruits and dates. Banana works really well here. In addition to giving it the sweetness, it also gives the ice cream a creamy texture. You can also add maple syrup or coconut sugar if you want some caramelly taste. So those were all the items in a day in which you might want to replace your table sugar with a better alternative. In summary, it is best to use no added sugar, but if that's not possible, use in very little quantities. Try to use whole foods such as dates and fruits as much and wherever as possible. If you're looking for cutting out calories, you can go for stevia, but remember that it leaves a bitter aftertaste in your mouth, so you will need some time to adjust with that. And in cases where you need something very smooth and you cannot use fibrous dates or fruits, then you can use good quality maple syrup or honey or coconut sugar or jaggery powder. So that was all for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, then please click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel and share the video as much as possible with your friends and family. I have also written down an article on my website going into details of each point that we discussed here today. You can check it out in the description box below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.